Hey y'all, it's KBC and I'm back with yet another video. So y'all, I was on Instagram and I saw a post and it was on, I think, Schuler King's page, where a woman was like, we women, she was basically saying on the post, and I'll put a little, picture of the post. Us women, we have passed over guys that would have made us wise for men that want to make us single moms. And I was like, I'm so tired of these pick Mishas and they foolishness.
I already know it's your girl BritneyChanel.
Because we know what the facts are. We have the numbers and we know what the facts are. And we know that, and this is not a diss to so-called BLK men, because they're like, in every situation there are people that are not doing this. But let's just talk about the facts, baby girl, because I don't deal with emotional, we gonna deal with the facts. It's a fact that over here in the West, we have culture that promiscuity and WH-dom is pushed, right? BBL culture came from somewhere. Music videos, all kind of stuff. That type of, I would say, content that is, I would say for grown folks. So all of that was pushed, right? And when you talk about single moms and who gets married, men control the access to marriage. So you have a population, because especially when it comes to so-called African AA men, so-called black men, right? Who they were raised, especially these young ones. I literally heard a song. Who was it from? Because this mess didn't even spread to the continent. I was like, oh, Father, please. I don't want to hear that in their music. It was by an artist named Nasty C from South Africa, aka the Zulu man. And I was listening to his song, No Respect, because y'all know I like Afro beats. And he was on his song, I don't respect HOEs because I'm from the ghetto. So if y'all listen to the music, that stuff has been put in the music. There's no songs about men genuinely loving women. And then now, because this is important, let me tell you why this is important, because it all ties back to the lack of leadership and men not being in their rightful place. Because this, like I told y'all, this started from the garden with Adam, blood of the soil. It started with him, where he was the first man that Yah gave Torah to. So he knew the expectations that Yah had for him, and he knew what Yah's instructions were. Shawa, our grandmother, Eve, y'all call her Eve, was not given those same instructions where she had that conversation with Yah. It was up to Adam to teach her those things, teach her Torah, right? So that is how Shawa was beguiled by the serpent. And so when Yah asked Adam, what's the deal? He was like, it was that woman. So these men have still taken that place. It was that woman. So now you have women with their emotional behinds always trying to take ownership, because women being emotional, we're always trying to figure out, okay, he's not attracted to us. What can we do for that to happen? Or this is this. What could I do to make our men love us? So they think being a pygmisha is gonna make that happen. Newsflash, they don't want pygmishas. They don't want those type of women. Them women sit up online all day and you are so this, you are so that, and honey, they be all in the DMs and in the comment sections trying to convince the women that ain't paying them no attention. Because women that know, or real women know, the dynamics of what is going on is due to judgments that have been put on our people, and the curses that have been put on our people, Deuteronomy 28. And our job as women is not to really coddle, is to, number one, we listen to the Most High, and number two, was instructed to pray and cry out for the men due to what is going on with them, because they have access to marriage, and the Most High commanded them to do such. He commanded them to marry from the tribes of their fathers. They ain't doing that, so that's a commandment. They keep lusting after these other strange women. So therefore, the reason why they can't get right as far as marriage with you is because they still participating in WHDMs. They've been doing this, and this is why they still getting punished for that. And so now they sitting up on these manosphere kind of topics, and they're up there talking about, oh, you know, it's these women that you gave me, the same Adam response. And they want the Most High to punish these women, but the Most High is saying, you want me to punish these women for their WHDMs, and they got them from you. Listen, I told y'all this. It would be no market for these women being on IG looking like Tatianas without their clothing, if the men wasn't sitting there clicking like on it in the comment section. I don't see no men out here somewhere trying to buy women these expensive sweaters. I don't see no men stopping giving their money to only. I don't see it. Women typically gonna do whatever they feel that they men want, or whatever they feel like men pay attention to. That's just what it is. Women follow the leader. That's a natural. Men think that women is getting out of line. No, they follow the lead. So when the lead gave over authority by proxy to the woman by hearkening to the voice of the wife, that was you that did that. So now you got a bunch of women that's out of order because you was out of order, and now you mad instead of taking accountability, because once they take accountability, then everything else follow. Seek ye first the kingdom, and the rest gonna be added unto you. The men, I ain't seen them yet. You even got brothers that so-called claim they Israelite, and you see them with all this lust-driven imagery, all these lust-driven women that they promote. And they know all about the modern woman, but they can't tell you about no women of class. They can't tell you about no real woman that they've ever encountered in life. And it's real women out here that's not into that bugged out activity. It's women out there, but it's women. These women are feeling like, because I'm gonna tell you what I see. These women that are classy and elegant, they're feeling like they're not good enough. So why continue doing that path when these dudes is paying attention to the modern ones? Which, ladies, y'all don't need to change, because the end for the modern woman, honey, is the hellfire. That's the end for them if they don't come from up over there. And the men too. Because it say, do not pros the daughters of Zion. Men are in full participation of that. All of them songs like Bees Ain't, but all of them songs that they promoted, because at first, if you listen to hip-hop and rap, it wasn't like that at first. Like, men used to talk about crushes they had on women, and wanting to be with a sister and all that other stuff in music. That's how it was. And then eventually at some point, that's when all this ratchet chat music started coming out, where the men would degrade the women. And now the women in music, they have started degrading themselves, and then now women think that it's a vibe to do that. Now it's like, okay, well, men was initially paying for this, so now they saying, pay me. I don't want to be with you like that, pay me. And now it's just, you see that the Most High is dealing with these men, because a lot of these men, they keep coveting these other type of women, and they keep losing their money, all kind of stuff. They be losing their money, they be up out of here, just all kind of stuff, because of the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High has specifically for his children. Like them people that's in the world, they were not given the covenant that we was given. So we held at a different, we do stuff we ain't gonna get away. It's like how they ain't gonna get away either, but we dealt with very swiftly. I would say that. What? Please. The Most High be like, we are his children, and we get out of line, it's gonna be some chastisement. You just might as well buckle up. Buckle up. You get out of line, he gonna get you in line. And that's just how that go. But that, yeah, I'm just tired of that lie being perpetuated, like that women is just ignoring all of these nice guys. And that's not the case. And I like I said, because I watch the Roommates podcast and stuff like that, because I like to get men's perspective on how they feel about some of this stuff. But some men have addressed this, and they've told the truth about this, where he had, I believe, Dr. Jordan Peterson on there. And Dr. Peterson, he spoke about this, how men want to bat out of their league, and they want to go after girls that they know is not on their level, or and then be having bitterness, and so every woman that they come across then has to go through that. But that's similar to some women, right? And they also, on the Roommates podcast, the guy was talking about how some of the guys that are kind of like upper echelon type of guys, or guys with status, they're messing with girls that are bottom of the barrel. And so because men who are up here mess with girls that are down here, now they have a false sense of esteem. It's crazy. It's crazy. And this will get into a lot of the reasons why, which I'll do a podcast about it, why I'm not really for polygyny. And it's not because I condemn anybody that wants to do that, because in the Torah, there are examples of our forefathers being in participation of that. However, the way the world is wickedly set up today, as a woman, personally, I would not be for that, because of things like soul ties and spiritual warfare and things that come with people. You get what I'm saying? So that's just how I look at it. You feel what I'm saying? And I had a conversation also with a brother from the continent, who also was talking to me about why he wasn't really for it either. And we had like a really beautiful discussion about it. So I will see if I will do a podcast on that, where I expand on my spiritual thoughts on polygyny and all of that other stuff about it. Like I said, I don't knock people. Like, there are people that do have those type of relationships in a successful sense, and then there are some people who it is ratchet. So, but this is what I'm saying. Like, the reason why I had to mention this is because you do have some men that they get to a point of status and stuff like that where they could probably operate and do that. However, they still entertain bottom of the barrel. And that just brings the whole family unit down, right? And then you have these women that are bugged out, you know, they done mess with the bottom shelf. And that woman then proceeds to, because they're bottom shelf, they have a false sense of self-esteem, and then they attempt to take the man down. Just the same way women who, they'll be at a level and they choose to mess with a bottom shelf, and then it kind of fools him into thinking that he's at another level that he's not. So that's my thoughts on that. I feel like I'm tired of this lie being perpetuated by the Manosphere, that women are just passing up these good guys. There might be a small population of women who were foolish, where it probably was a guy in their life that wanted to marry them, But that's not everybody's testimony, because most times out of 10, women are trying to get commitment out of men, and the men are like, due to Instagram culture and the rest of the stuff that's going on in the Western society, they want more and more and more. It's like they think the grass is green on the other side, so they imagine these Instagram models that they see, you know, and these will be guys that are just average everyday earning guys, and they'll imagine these girls that are 10s and 9s, 8s, even without makeup on, and they know they don't make the type of money to get these girls' attention, so they'll pass up the girl who is paying them attention in their community. And because we've seen it, I've seen a whole catfish episode. Like, there's been several catfish episodes that I've seen where a guy will be dating a girl and the girl will do anything for this guy. Okay, it's not an issue of submission or anything like that. The girl is there for the guy. Like, I'm talking about women have paid for brothers to get through school. I'm talking about they have built their bum, shayo. They have really been there for men. And those men will then use those women as a stepping stone to the women that they really want to be with. Or I even seen Sister Deborah Yah did a video similar to this, right? Where she discussed the video that Paris Milan had up, and it was an Ifrati, African, y'all know when I say Ifrati, I'm talking about African, an African brother from the Ivory Coast. He was a soccer player, and he was originally engaged to an African sister. Soon as he got some resources, y'all know where he was at. Lost all the money and got back with the sister. And I said, for these brothers and these sisters that keep perpetuating these lies, why do these men not marry melanated women and then be going into other communities? Because sometimes they do marry in those other communities, but most of the time they don't. They're now making these women baby mamas because they ain't even trying. It's just they got commitment issues, and that comes as a part of when you dabble in whoredoms. Because when you are looking at those models, you're lust driven. Like, a man that's lust driven anyway, ladies, is not a good husband fit. Like, y'all need to really get that in y'all spirit. If y'all see men that all they do all day is look at models and stuff online, especially these women that don't look nothing like you, they have a lust issue, and that's tied to the WH-dom. WHORE. Y'all finish it up. And that is why they have commitment issues, because you cannot serve two masters, right? The Most High sets up an example of how a marriage is supposed to be. If you got one party that they're dabbling in all this other stuff, like, you know, looking at adult grown folks material, then they have a covenant. They've made a covenant with that. If they're into a different stuff, they think they're innocent. These men think they're innocently doing this stuff, and they're destroying their relationship before the relationship starts. The same way women, they want to look sensual and stuff online, and they're destroying their relationships before they start, because they've made covenants with other gods. And so now you trying to be in your relationship, you got all these spiritual soul ties due to you. Covenant agreements and marriages is just what you agree to, what you have permitted. But that's a whole nother video, y'all. I'm out of here, y'all. I gave my thoughts about this, and I'm out.